So, ATRA has started its squeeze, but does it have more potential? Well, let's analyze the charts and find out. How is it going, everyone? Yas here from Trading Vanguard. I'm a technical trader who trades short squeeze, momentum, and volatile stocks. All of the information shown in this video is not financial advice and just my opinion. So, welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today we'll be looking at the ticker ATRA or Atara Biotherapeutics, and yeah, it's been almost 2 months since I made my first video on it, as it was a great buying opportunity due to it having a crazy, I want to say almost a flash crash in which the stock dropped over 50%. Yeah, crazy stuff. So let's switch on the drawings and let's see what's going on. So let's go to the 4 hours chart, guys, and wow, there we go. All right, so we can see now that the stock has started pumping after hours Friday night, and the stock is currently sitting above $8 on the 4 hour chart. But why? Well, guys, it's quite simple, right? ATRA has pretty much the same trading pattern, and honestly, it's quite comical at how the market makers are able to just manipulate the price constantly in the same fashion. But why do I say this? Well, look, let's have a little recap at how ATRA has operated in the past. So let's go back a few years. Right. So first things first, guys, what I've identified is I want to say a bullish support zone for the stock, and this is where, in my opinion, the bulls absolutely load up their position. And for me, I want to say that sits between just below $7, so yeah, around $6.75, all the way down to $5. And for me, this is where the bulls accumulate their position, and the stock has a strong, I don't want to say an ultimate resistance, but a very strong resistance of around $18. And what happens exactly? Well, it's the same thing over and over again. We can see that the stock has, I've got no idea why, but it always tends to have these crazy flash crashes, drops it down into the bullish support zone. And we can see from there is where it gets bought up, and then we can see the stock start coming up to test different resistance levels. So we've got let's say it's more of a minor resistance at $11.24. And for me, the more stronger resistance, one of the, yeah, not final boss resistance, but a strong resistance, and that sits at $18.71. And let's see what happens over the years, guys. We can see it drops, gets accumulated, broke out of this super strong resistance once, but that was when it was still in this descending trend channel. And we can see it keeps doing the same thing over and over again. And honestly, guys, when you understand how chart techniques work, you can honestly, I don't want to say print money, but you can make so much money simply because you understand where the market makers buy and sell their positions. And again, here's another example. Even though that the stock just came in and just touched the bullish liquidity zone very faintly, you can see it's been bought up here, and then same situation, comes down, gets bought up, comes up to the first resistance, breaks it with momentum, goes up, gets rejected by that major resistance at $18.71. And then what we see, the same situation. Stock tanks a little bit, and then boom, gets an instant sell-off where it comes back into this bullish liquidity zone. Same thing again, guys. So this is what, the third time now, gets bought up, comes up, and then for the first time we can see it gets rejected by the minor the minor resistance level at $11, and then comes back down, gets accumulated a lot longer, and then what do we see? Same situation. Takes a bit of time, don't get me wrong. However, we can see it comes up, tests the first resistance, comes up and breaks it, and then uses that resistance, as we can see, as a support. And then lastly, guys, the same situation again. Comes down, finds it as a resistance. Sorry, comes down, finds the $11 resistance as a support. And then what do you know? Touches the $18.71. And then what do you know? Has that flash crash. So honestly, when you start to identify patterns like this, it's not difficult to work out what will be next. And of course, there is that, that classic saying, history always tends to repeat itself. However, what I would like to add this time is they've definitely shaken out the stock. So, they've definitely shaken the stock out to a lot lower than what I would have liked. But then again, this is exactly what market makers do. They shake retail investors out of their positions. And we can see that they've dropped it to below $4, creating an all-time low of $3.92 on the daily chart. And for me, when a stock spends a very long time in a bullish liquidity zone, it means one thing and one thing only. The bulls are accumulating their position, and we can expect a huge move to the upside. So you're probably thinking, well, what's next for the stock? Okay, of course, price targets. Well, we know that the stock has already started pumping. Since its all-time low on the 4-hour, which is $3.67, it's pumped already over 100%, which is amazing. Okay, so price targets, of course, same thing as usual. We're coming back to the first resistance line at $11.24. This is where we expect the stock to face some sort of a reaction. Yeah, some sort of a reaction. For me, I'm not really too confident about the EMA lines for ATRA. It's more of resistance levels that it struggles with. So yeah, I'd definitely say $11.24 is the first resistance level. After that, of course, as you guys know, I am a huge fan, and a big part of my trading strategies is open up and down gaps. And we can see we've got an open gap created at $13.08. So this is the second price target for me. Going back to the 4-hour, we've got another open gap at $14. So that's where I expect the stock to come up before maybe potentially finding some sort of a sell-off. And then, of course, ultimately, we have got this final resistance waiting at $18.71. If we look at the volume profile, guys, all right, let's look at the volume profile. There we go. So the stock traded 3.2 million shares on Friday. That's including after hours. Whereas we can see just a few days, a day before, it was at 76,000 shares. So I'm confident that the bulls have, accumulated a huge position here. And as I always say, the market makers will absolutely get the best price possible, right? No matter how big or small the company is. It looks like it's been accumulated. The volume profile is coming in, which is exactly what we want for a pump. And for me, I'm confident that the engines for ATRA are just getting started. And the last thing I wanted to leave everyone with is, honestly, patience in the stock market prints money. As long as you guys have a strategy and you're firm with it, you end up being successful. So what did you guys think about ATRA? Is it a buy? Is it a sell? Please let me know in the comments below. If you guys found this video useful, please drop me a like. And if you are a similar trader to myself, please consider subscribing, as I'll be posting similar content to this. Once again, I'd like to end the video by saying this video is not financial advice. Trading is extremely risky, and you should always have a trading strategy to stay safe. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.